The first time someone called me cold, I cried for 3 hours. There's a strange punishment the world gives to women who stop bleeding for everyone. They call you cold when you stop burning yourself to keep others warm. I used to answer every text within minutes. Say yes to every request. Apologize for things that were never my fault. That woman was not warm. She was desperate. When I stopped overgiving, people didn't celebrate my healing. They mourned the version of me that was easier to use. Boundaries will cost you people, but they'll give you back yourself. Stay with me, because what happened on the Amalfi Coast changed everything. I carried my phone like a lifeline, always ready to respond at any hour. If a friend called at 2 a.m. with drama, I answered. If a man wanted to see me last minute, I rearranged. I thought availability was the same as love. The truth is, I was terrified of what would happen if I stopped. My entire identity was built on being needed. Psychologists call this codependent overfunctioning, taking responsibility for everyone else at the expense of yourself. I was slowly disappearing into everyone else's needs. Then something broke, quietly, like a thread pulled too tight. I woke up and realized I didn't know what I wanted. That was the day I started building walls. It started with a small number. Emma asked me to help her move when I had plans. Instead of cancelling, I said I couldn't make it. The silence was so loud, I felt it in my chest. I just thought you'd want to help, she said. Those words were designed to make me change my mind, but something had shifted. I felt tired, bone deep, soul level tired. So I said, I hope you find someone, and ended the call. Research shows people react negatively when you set boundaries, because it disrupts what they were comfortable with. Emma didn't speak to me for 2 weeks. If a friendship can't survive one no, it was never a friendship at all. Over 6 months, my circle quietly shrank. Sophia stopped calling when I stopped being available at all hours. Mia drifted when I started having my own opinions. Isabella disappeared after I declined to lend her money the 3rd time. I watched them leave with a strange mix of grief and relief. The exodus hurt, but it also healed. It showed me exactly who had been there for me and who had been there for what I provided. What surprised me was who stayed. Ava stayed, Rachel stayed, Simone stayed. Women who had always been comfortable with me having my own needs. I had been so busy feeding the takers that I almost missed the givers. I met Theodore at a gallery opening in New York. The first few dates were perfect. I thought I'd finally found someone who matched my energy, but slowly, the balance started shifting. I started adjusting my schedule to fit his. By the 3rd month, I was overgiving again. Therapists call this repetition compulsion, recreating familiar dynamics, even harmful ones. Theodore wasn't bad. He was a mirror. The wake-up call came when he cancelled plans the 4th time. I automatically said, it's fine. That night, I asked myself, what would a woman who loved herself do? The answer led me to the Amalfi Coast. I had planned a solo trip to Italy, a celebration of my healing. When Theodore asked to join, the old me said yes. By the 3rd day, I was exhausted, not from travel, from the performance. I caught myself mid-sentence, changing my opinion to match his. Something inside me said enough. I was in one of the most beautiful places on earth, and still disappearing. That evening, Theodore said I'd been distant. It was designed to make me apologize, but instead, I told him the truth, and didn't soften a single word. I've spent this entire trip managing your experience instead of having my own, I said. His face showed confusion, like I was speaking a new language. I like you, But I don't like who I become when I'm trying to make you comfortable. The old me would have blamed someone. The healed me simply stated the truth. He was quiet for a long time, and I realized I didn't need him to understand. I had said what I needed for myself. Whatever happened next was information, not destiny. Theodore leaned back, deciding who to be. "I didn't realize you felt that way," he said slowly. He asked questions, not to challenge, but to understand. For the first time, I felt like I was talking to someone instead of performing. We decided to spend the last 2 days separately. Those 2 days alone were the most peaceful I'd felt in months. Charlotte said I seemed closed off. Olivia said I wasn't as available. My own mother said, "People say you've become cold." The word cold landed in my chest like ice. But then I understood. People call you cold when they can no longer warm themselves with your fire. I stopped defending myself. Some came around, some didn't. I learned to be at peace with both. It was a Tuesday in December. Cold, dark, lonely. I scrolled through photos of my old life. For a moment, I wanted her back. The woman who was exhausted but included. I picked up my phone to apologize to Charlotte. Then I stopped. Going back would be easier, but it would kill me slowly. I called Ava instead. "You're not cold," she said. "You're just new, and new feels lonely until the right people find you." Real emotional discipline isn't suppressing feelings, it's feeling everything fully while choosing your response. I practiced every day. When someone crossed a boundary, I felt the anger, then chose my response. When people left, I felt the grief, then reminded myself their leaving was information, not my worth. Theodore and I ended things, not in anger, but in honesty. By summer, I had become someone I genuinely liked. That was the greatest gift my healing ever gave me. I am not cold, I am healed. Cold people feel nothing. Healed people feel everything and still choose themselves. The people who call me cold are describing who I stopped being for them. They miss the woman who was always available, always sacrificing. I am not cold, I am unavailable for misuse. Healing will cost you people who are only there for your wounds, and it will bring you people who celebrate your wholeness. You were not born to be consumed, you were born to be whole. They called me cold when I stopped burning myself to keep them warm. Their discomfort was never my responsibility. Emotional discipline isn't about becoming hard, it's about becoming whole. Boundaries are not walls, they're doors with locks. You decide who gets the key. Some women will hear this and feel uncomfortable. Others will feel something unlock. If you're still here, you're probably one of the second ones. And that, my love, is exactly where healing begins.